I started my Etsy shop in 2008 and I went full-time as a self-employed maker in 2010. Today I want to give you 10 tips for starting your business on Etsy. Number 1, start with your product. And by that, I want you to think about what it is that you are going to sell. A mistake I see so many beginners make is they make tons of different things and then they just throw them all up in an Etsy shop and it's a big higgledy-piggledy mishmash of different stuff, and then they wonder why they don't gain any traction. The reason is because your products are all over the shop and you don't have a defined ideal customer. So when people land on your shop, they don't know if it's for them or not, so they click away. Successful shops know what they're about. They sell something specific, and when you land on their shop, it's really obvious what they sell. Now, this process will take time, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with putting a few different things in your shop and seeing what gains a little bit of traction, but you don't want to put wildly disparate and different things in your shop because it will just end up looking like a flea market. So once you have a product, you've developed a product that you think will do well in the marketplace, it's something you think people want and need and therefore are willing to spend money on, then you move on to number 2, which is your name and your brand. Ideally, these things will be complementary to each other. You want a name and a brand that mesh and work well together. When most of us start out, we have no real idea about what our brand is and what a brand even is. At its fundamental, a brand is the promise you make to your customer. And the way we communicate this is through our colors, our fonts, our copy, our photographs. Those are all the ways we're communicating the promise to our customers. My shop, for example, what's my brand about? Have a look and see what you think. I'd love to hear in the comments below what you think my brand is saying to you. I'm not going to say what it is because I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think my shop is all about. What's the promise I'm making to my customers with my branding? You might be making the promise that your products are fun, or that they're eco-friendly, or that they'll save people money, or that they'll brighten up their home. There's infinite numbers of promises that you could be making, and you want to know what that promise is and then communicate it through your branding. Again, this will take time. It's a process. You can do the work beforehand, but until you really put a product out into the marketplace, it's difficult to know if it's going to resonate with the people you want it to. Okay, so you have a strong product, you've come up with a name and a brand. By the way, I have lots of videos on my channel about these things. I have one right here about how to name your business. I've got multiple videos on branding. If you just go to my page and type in Jess brand or branding, there's a couple of videos about that. And pretty much everything I'm going to be covering in today's video, I've probably got another video about. So hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and so you know who I am and you remember who I am and you can come back and look through my back catalogue of videos. There's lots there to learn from. Okay, number 3 is learn how Etsy search works, because Etsy search is what's going to bring you the most customers with the least effort once you've set it up properly. This is the benefit of being on a venue platform like Etsy, is that they will drive customers to your shop. When you set up your own standalone website, you have to do a lot more work to drive traffic to that site. So you really want to understand how Etsy search works and how you can leverage it in order to grow your business on Etsy. I've got a little video here where I break down all the different elements of Etsy search, so you can go check that one out later and get an understanding of all the different parts of your shop that you need to focus on in order to increase your ranking on the Etsy search algorithm. Approximately 80% of my views and my sales come through Etsy search. That is what I have prioritized over the years because I want Etsy to do the work that I'm paying them for, which is to bring me people. And it's my responsibility to hold up my end of the bargain by making sure my shop is optimized to bring people to me. Now, part of this optimization process is number 4, which is take excellent photos and video. You can put one video in each of your listings. As I record this, it's a 15-second long video, and that is an excellent way to capture people's attention, especially these days where so much of what we see online is in video format. It's an opportunity to showcase your product really, really well in a way that you can't quite do with photos. That being said, photos are still going to be absolutely crucial to getting the sale. Well, they're not only crucial to getting the sale, they're crucial to getting the click in the first place. That first photo has to be beautiful. It has to be enticing. It has to stand out amongst the competition and get people to click on it so they will come to your shop. I can't overstate how important photos are. In fact, Etsy surveyed their customers and photos were the most important thing. 90% of people said that photos were either very or extremely important in their purchasing decisions. So if you don't already have great photos, learning how to take or hiring someone to take excellent photos for your shop is going to pay off so well in the long term. It's definitely something to do. And you know, these days we can take such good photos just with our phones. We don't even need fancy cameras anymore, although if you have one, great, use it. I've got a video on how to take better photos with your phones. I always do this. I'm never sure when I'm recording which side the thing's gonna pop up on. I really should figure that out. Anyway, up there somewhere, card about how to take better product photos with your phone. So you can check that one after this as well. Okay, so we've got them in the door. They've clicked, that they've, you know, you've created beautiful pictures, you've done your SEO, you've got a brand, you've got a shop set up, you've got good products. Somebody's clicked and they've bought something. Fabulous. Number 5 is communicate clearly with your customers. Now, I mean, this starts before they click, obviously, because your titles, tags, descriptions, your about section, your FAQs, everything in your shop is about clearly communicating to your customers and making sure they understand what it is they're buying and the situation that they are entering into. Like, is it something pre-made or not? How long are they going to have to wait for you to make it if it's not? How long is it going to take to ship to them? Are they going to get a tracking code? Etc, etc. You want to make sure your customers understand all of these things from the get-go. And then when they do click and buy, you want to continue to clearly communicate with them so they know what's happening. So I have a system whereby whenever somebody orders from me, I send them a separate thank you message. I have a pro forma for this message, and it's very deliberately designed to both inform and emotionally affect my customers. In that email, I tell them everything they need to know, the stuff I just talked about before about their order, but I also talk about the emotions, like what impact their purchase has made on my life. I tell them a little bit about me and my family, where I am, my situation. And look, it might seem like a lot, but since I started doing this, I get such an amazing reaction. I get so many people emailing me back and we start a conversation. They know me as a real human being. They feel seen, they feel taken care of, they feel connected to me. And not only will that leave them with a wonderful experience, it also reduces the chances of bad reviews because you've humanized yourself to your customers. You're not just a faceless business anymore, and they're more likely to reach out to you and actually talk to you if they have a problem. Okay, number 6, and I probably should have put this sooner, but work out your pricing properly. Don't just pull a number out of a hat. Don't just look at other people selling the same thing and charge what they're charging. You don't know their circumstance. You don't know what's going on with them. You need to do the right pricing for you. I've got a video on a handmade pricing formula I suggest I'll put up here as well. And it's vitally important that you do the work to figure out the best prices for your products that are sustainable and profitable for you while being affordable and fair to your customers. This is a fundamental part of having a business, and it's so easy for people to underprice. It happens all the time when people start. They underprice their work because they undervalue their work and they don't understand who would pay that much money for it. But if you want to have a successful business, you cannot undercharge consistently for your work because you won't be able to maintain your business and you won't be making enough money and you'll have to quit. Number 7, same thing but for shipping. You need to make sure you've calculated your shipping costs correctly and that you're covering them in whatever it is that your customer is giving you financially. So if you want to offer free shipping, you have to cover the shipping cost in your product price. If you can't offer or don't want to offer free shipping, you have to make sure that you're charging enough in your shipping to cover your shipping and materials costs. Please don't forget about those. Again, I have a video on calculating shipping. You know where it is. Number 8 is to focus on your business. Stop looking so much at what other people are doing, whether they're in your niche or not, whether they're direct competitors or not. Yeah, absolutely take inspiration and learning from successful people, but don't compare yourself with them and feel like you are somehow lacking in comparison. Remember, if you're looking at a successful established seller, they've gone through all of this stuff previously. You know, they've done the work to get to that point. You are at a different point to them. You have more learning to do, and that's absolutely fine. Also, don't be put off by the success or failure of other people in your niche. You need to focus on your work. Yes, you need to be aware of what's going on with your competition, but at the end of the day, you can't be so distracted by that you don't focus on doing what's best for you and your business. Number 9 is, when it comes to the Etsy platform itself, there are always changes going on. And whenever one of those changes happen, people are upset. Some people don't like it, some people do like it. The people who don't like it are the people who are the loudest because they're the ones who are sharing their displeasure. Don't be distracted by this noise. Do be aware of what's going on. Do be aware of how it's going to affect you and any changes you might need to make to deal with the change. Absolutely. But don't get caught up in the drama. See what the change is, decide what it means for your business, and then move forward making that, again, right decision for you. The final step, number 10, you need to be patient. As anyone who has been around me and who's listened to my podcast or watched my channel or been in my Thriver Circle membership community or taken my Setup Shop course or anything else I've done will be very familiar with, it's the saying that it's a marathon, not a sprint. If you're committed to making this work, you need to be committed to the long term. And I actually just did a video recently on the number 1 secret to succeeding at anything. I'll put a link to that here. Spoiler, it has something to do with this principle. So you need to be patient and give it time to develop and grow. If you've gone through all the previous steps and you're doing all the right things, then it will happen. It just takes time. And you can always go back and tweak and change and evolve and work on these and all the other elements that go into making a successful shop. And there are so many people who have achieved this, so we know that it's possible. And you can absolutely do all of this yourself. All the knowledge is out there. My YouTube channel, other people's channels, podcasts, YouTube, all of Etsy's resources that they put out there. All the information is there at your fingertips to find. However, if you would like to speed up the learning process, come and join me for Setup Shop. It's my 30-day intensive course that will take you sequentially, step by step, through a system to set up a stellar online handmade shop, whether on Etsy or any other platform. And this will work whether you are a brand newbie or if you've had a shop just isn't doing what you want it to be doing, then Setup Shop will help you to fix what's going wrong. Class is starting very soon, and this is the very last time I'm offering it at the current price point. The price is basically going to be doubling next year, and I've run this course for many years now, and I've never put the price up, but it is time to do it. So if you want to get in on the current price, even if now is not a really great time for you to take the course, I offer lifetime access. So you can come back, I run it twice a year. You can come back as many times as you want and do it over and over again with the current cohort of students and me once you have signed up. So this is an absolutely brilliant opportunity to get in now and join us for Setup Shop. Link is in the description below. I'd love to see you in the course. If you're watching this after registration has closed, don't worry. Like I said, I run it twice a year, so head on over to that link below, enter your email, and I'll notify you when the next course is going to run. Let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway from today's video was. Which of the 10 steps is the one you need to focus on the most? And I know I gave you lots and lots of links in this video. You can find all of those in this playlist, which is my Etsy playlist, where all of my Etsy videos are there for your perusal. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again soon with another video. Bye for now.